My name is Waithera Kibinda, and I am passionate about governance in Africa. In 2022, I was vying for County Women Representative in the wonderful county of Murang'a. How often do I post on social media? I think before I became actively involved in politics, it would be maybe every other day. But now I've realized my conversations and content has changed to point more to governance, democracy, and I'm finding myself either reiterating more on the week that has been. So I guess quite often, but then with a caveat of what I want to engage with. Oh yes, I think it gives this maybe glorified thing of now, and especially maybe it's an African thing or a Kenyan thing, where you are just, last night you are ordinary person, then today you're mheshimiwa. So there's a certain kind of conversation my followers want to hear. I can no longer maybe crack some funny jokes or something, but now the audience changes with a certain expectation of what they want me to post, because I think it comes with a level of maturity. Yeah. Being a female politician, I feel it has changed how my previous audience will engage with me now that I'm a fully fledged politician, or more vocal about politics and governance. I feel maybe there are some jokes that will not be carried easily. I feel I cannot be vulnerable enough with my personal life as maybe I used to be before. My audience expects a certain kind of conversation. Is it budgets? Is it what happened the week before? So yes, I feel being a female politician, the audience has changed, the content has changed. How long do I think through a post? My God, I have to 50 guess myself. Well, previously I wouldn't, but now I realize there's an expectation. Maybe some is mentioned, or just in the fear of this is now the space has changed. So I really second guess, third guess, fourth guess myself with what I say. I have to check on the semantics. I have to check on the grammar. I have to counter check facts and figures. So I feel it's almost becoming like a job rather than a fun thing that I used to do. No regrets though, but now, yeah, that's different. Have I been bullied or trolled? Definitely. Yes, big yes. And that's why today coming on set, I came with the attire that I was previously trolled over, because being a Kikuyu, being a Bantu, my population then from Murang'a, majority of them could not understand where I'm coming in, beaded, because I was a very out of the box kind of person. So I was trolled. I think I had done a mild makeup, very natural, and the conversation was, yeah, first take her for swimming so that we can see her real self. Is she from Turkana? That's why she's coming, and now coming to bring her politics to Murang'a. So I thank God for thick skin and just having an open mind, but that kind of paralyzed me, because it was not my makeup, it was not the beads, it was not my dressing that was going to make policies for the people. It's what I had in my brain, my passion for the people. So I found myself kind of, lack of a better term, lowering sometimes even my thinking capacity, because then I didn't want to be segregated and being told either you know too much or you're not fluent in your mother tongue, therefore you can't lead us. So my wardrobe had to change because of the trolling, the bullying, and still I could not fit a certain box. And I realized, yeah, one thing that also trolled over was my piercings, and which I love because they are marks of honor, but I didn't owe anyone an explanation. I was not ready to lose myself as I served the people. I think then that drew a line, because I think as a leader, you drew a line. I will not have to listen to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but also I want to be authentic so that I can serve authentically. They say life begins at 40. So when I turned 40, my friend Elsie gifted me this lovely band, and I thought it would be amazing for my photo shoot, the official campaign shoot. So I took this dressed in the way I am, and that was part of the trolling. I remember also people complained a lot about my piercings. They have a long story, but for me, they're a mark of honor for some significant phases of my life. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go 50-50. So I remember not going to a campaign trail with my nose ring, but had my lip ring. And it was interesting because then it was a conversation starter, because men would come or women would come and say, oh, what's this? And they're like, oh, and we begin conversation as I tell them of who I am. But the larger masses who were online could not understand. And unfortunately, those are not the guys who had the votes. I think cyberbullying did affect how I post, what I post, and when I post. And it's also I read somewhere that 1 out of 3 women are cyberbullied, so much so that they leave social media and don't come back. I think there was a season in life where I felt I was not worthy to share. So an inferiority complex, I bestowed it upon myself just because of the bullying or the harsh words, the DMs. And sometimes it's not even on your thought. It's how you look as a woman. Young men coming to your DMs and telling you things that previously would not have said, sexualizing you or, so that did maybe contribute highly. But then again, I think my nature is, what's the bigger picture? I know many times when I would see, like I would post or maybe on my opponent's post and they will say whoever and so we prefer because this Waithera is ABCD. I would DM that person or get their number and call them and ask them, okay, this is Waithera calling. Tell me what is the issue. And I realized I made friends out of that who later converted into a couple of those turned to be my greatest supporters and voters. I have a dream, like Martin Luther. Do I see a future where we are devoid of online gender-based violence as women? I think that's possible. It's very possible. Was it sometime last month, the Tanzanian president, Suluhu was harassed last year, 2021, and the gentleman was imprisoned for 5 years and a 10 million fine. I think that made a statement that you cannot bully anyone on WhatsApp. The guy had bullied, he's called the chief's son. He'd bullied her defamed her on WhatsApp, and he got a taste of his own medicine. I think there's a space to do that, but Kenyans say, we ask the government if they can have policies and systems for Facebook, for Meta, for Instagram to follow us about our taxes on social media or online platform. Surely they can have policies and guidelines that will protect women and even all of us, and particularly women, because we are a low-hanging fruit from online gender violence. It is possible. So it's the right policies and the right people to make the noise. But also I think as an individual, should I see a troll on my groups, on my page, it's just to outrightly come out and call out the person for it and follow maybe the certain laws that are there, and they get the taste of their own medicine. Unfortunately, we have a lot of AI-generated profiles, and so it's this amorphous gas thing that's happening. We can't pin it down. I think if we put our heads to it, it will end. I have a dream. One day, women will post what they want to post and share, and we'll be okay with that. We'll be okay. An ideal world without online bullying. my God, would be beautiful, would be amazing, because then there are no inhibitors, or people that you're fearful about. I think my ideal world has that in it, because then what it does, it opens up opportunities for women to meet, but also to do business. It's easy to do your online business in such a beautiful world. So I look forward to that day, an ideal world without cyberbullying, because then women will be able to empower themselves, empower their families, because there are no inhibitors.